masterclass. Is it? I dare to say so. Amazing second half performance from Chelsea, who of course look untouchable. Even the rival fans are having headache as to how they're going to get past this Chelsea side. I'll tell you what, Chelsea continue the impressive start to the season, conceding only just one goal and remain unbeaten. I'll tell you who they face next. It is Pep Guardiola's Man City. It's Stamford Bridge. That's one title to look forward to. Ladies and gentlemen, please be a part of the show today. My name is Babajide Oluwaseun. Good morning to you. You're welcome. How are you doing today?
Good morning to you, Giant. Good morning to your listeners. It's always nice to be here.
All right, let's talk about class Paris Saint-Germain. Nice to be here. They, of course, yesterday were 2-1 winners at home to Olympique Lyonnais. The winner coming from Moricard in the 93rd minute. Of course, they had to come from behind in that encounter after Lucas Paqueta had given Lyon the lead, name a penalty. I've never seen a penalty as dubious as that in my entire life. It was given with VAR. So, of course, PSG continued with their impressive start. Also, this season, 6 games played, 18 points, of course, that Paris Saint-Germain have so far this season. They look unstoppable. The closest to them right now is Olympique Marseille, who, of course, have 13 points. They also won over the weekend. But they ran at home by 2-0. After the game, all the talk was about Mauricio Pochettino and the substitution. Took off Lionel Messi at that encounter. Lionel Messi clearly wasn't happy, of course. We started a couple of things and then going to the bench. And after the game, Mauricio Pochettino went and says, everyone knows we have good players on the team. We have a very big squad of 35 players. Then we have to make choices with 11 who must start. And then we have to make decisions during the game. Sometimes these choices pay off. Sometimes they don't. Well, apparently it paid off yesterday because Messi left the game and they got the winner at the late dying embers of that game. What are your thoughts? Still not clicking in his time, but they're still winning their games even with that, though. They were fortuitous, to say the least, in that game yesterday. If there was any word as undeserving win, yesterday's game was a perfect example of that. What are your thoughts on this Paris Saint-Germain side?
Okay, on the whole team, I think I don't know what is happening right now. I think Pochettino has not really gotten it right. He has not found a way to get his 4-3 fine on those cylinders and then find a little bit of stability for them with the midfielders and the defenders that's going to play. I think for him that is an headache. And as the season goes on, he will continue.
I mean,
to
you get the feeling what is behind them also is not helping. When you have Hank Herrera, you have Idrissa Gueye starting things off, sometimes Paradesh in midfield. You get the feeling, even at that centre back position, that maybe they are still working on it and they haven't gotten it yet. Do you get that feeling?
No, Sergio Ramos is not back. I think they signed him to.
Do you think that Sergio Ramos will come in fully fit to be a starter displacing either Marquinhos or Kimpembe?
No, not Marquinhos. If he's going to displace anybody, it will be Kimpembe. But right now, he's not even fully fit. I don't think we'll ever see an 100% fit Sergio Ramos. I think.
So that means they will never get it right in terms of, starting from the back or having a team to push and give more to the strikers.
I felt PSG more it will be about playing up front. It will be about those front three. You play the click in time because it is going to be the number of goals you score. Definitely they will concede.
Do you get the feeling that they need to add a midfielder? I know they have Wijnaldum, by the way, but Idrissa Gueye Herrera, they have to stop this very soon. So they're going to do Wijnaldum, maybe a Paul Pogba, and add one more. Do you get that feeling?
Pogba will not do the working. There's a lot of space in the midfield because of the front three or front four, because it's including the Malia. He's not even using he's using Messi in midfield, and that creates another one man out with the Malia. In fact, they have 4 men that will not do defensive.
So now you need to find a balance because you're having Angel, you're having again Herrera and Gueye, and that, based on what I saw and based on what other analysts have also said, has hampered them even going forward with the build-up play. So do you need to sacrifice that, the fluidity from the midfield?
I think if Verratti comes back, he's going to improve that. He didn't get to play that much. He has been injured for some while.
He's always injured, man. He's always.
At least he's going to play about 23 or 24 games in the season.
He didn't do that last season. So he didn't do that 2 seasons ago.
So I think he's going to come back to for the few games he's going to play. We're going to see quality damage. But I think if I'm Mauricio Pochettino, I'll be more concerned about getting one of Messi's, Di Maria, Mbappe, and what's it called, Neymar on the bench. Come on, the 4 of them is too much for a team. Yes, it is electrifying when you're looking for going forward, but it leaves you very, very.
Would you prefer disjoint? Because that's it now. People want a Rolls Royce of a PSG that they think they have, or the players that they have, especially up front. Do you think you will not mind the disjointed performance so far they keep winning? Or it's only about time until they get found out as it was
They
in the
would, they
Champions
would
League?
lose. They would lose. Not even in the
Mm,
league, they would lose at the point if they continue like this.
mm.
Look at the game yesterday. The only person I'm trying to see a little bit of cohesion between them was Messi and what's Neymar, looking for themselves up and down, from Messi to Neymar, from Messi to Neymar.
If you see the
See,
number, there's a stat battle that's come through. The number of passes between Messi and Neymar, Messi and Di Maria, and Mbappe and Messi is staggering. Nothing. Unbelievable. But that's another conspiracy theory for another day. Messi is not happy he got substituted. We're still waiting for his goal. I remember asking you over the weekend. Was it over the weekend or last week? When do we begin to ask questions of Messi? Oh, it's not Saturday. He said it just play just 2 games. He said another one yesterday. I jokingly put out a tweet yesterday, by the way. Put out a message, not tweet. That Lionel Messi was still waiting for his debut. So I mean that's on the funny side, by the way. But some of the fans are beginning to ask questions and banter.
I think majorly to be on the banter sake. But
Mm,
if we leave the banter away and
mm,
try and focus on the game, he has not
mm,
gotten any goal for his own caliber and quality.
mm.
It is nowhere to be
You
found.
need
He
to
has
ask questions.
you need to ask questions. But like I said, even the team itself have not even found a way to create a balance.
Mm.
Come on, if
But they are winning though.
Neymar was getting
Winning.
goal from the penalty spot.
Mm.
One thing you also
It's a
notice,
dubious penalty.
immediately Messi came into the squad right now. Mbappe's goals has also dried up. Even the so-called front three that are supposed to be electrifying,
Mm.
none of them are getting goals anymore.
Mm.
Except if you give Neymar
But
the
this
way
is
they gave
Lionel
him
Messi, man.
the way they gave him penalty yesterday. But I think it's just a matter of time. Like
All
I
right.
said, I think it's still just a matter of time.
By the
For
way,
three of them, I think they will find it right.
Lille right now in 15th place after 6 games. They have 5 points. This was what we talked about, and here they are right now. Another very important game, by the way. Some sort of derby, and they falter again after having, you would say, majorly the most chances to kill off this game, at least to get the winner. So this is where Lille are, and you get the feeling right now it can only get worse for them at this point. All right, we'll leave it at that though. But that's our little update from the French League on and what happened there. Quick one on what I could get on Ross about Victor Osimhen. This is what he says. Right now, he's excited with the growing influence of Victor Osimhen for both club and country. But Victor is currently one of the best strikers in Europe, but he says not yet in the world. I'm asking myself, I mean, if you're one of the best in Europe, I mean, Europe, with all due respect, represents the world right now in football terms, and he has to be one of the best in the world. But I could doesn't think he's world class yet. That's what I'm trying to think. From that, it says Osimhen is young, ambitious, and very motivated. I think he has what it takes to become a great striker, one of the best ever. But he still has to grow. Is that the reason why I wasn't seen as one of the best in the world class?
As hard as this may be, I think
Yeah.
for the very first time in a long while, I will have to agree with Kenneth
You
Troll.
spoke on the drills, man.
Yes, I think Osimhen is a very good striker. He's young, he's growing, but I don't think he's world class yet. I think there's still a lot of things he needs to do. That is, I think, much more of his movement and getting himself available, his positioning. Sometimes I feel that's why sometimes he's not really getting the chances. You see Osimhen thrive more on the counter-attacking style of football when they put the ball in space and you have to run down the opponent. Then you see Osimhen in those kind of situations. I saw what I saw from him against Leicester was nice. The fact that he was fighting for area back to scoring with
And that is
feathers.
his major strength, by the way, sheer brute force. That sheer will to put the back of it. But there are other things. Maybe let's give him a year or two. On that Spalletti, that is a very good coach, very seasoned in the Italian Serie. I could teach him a couple of things as regards movement and how to be a fox also, and that would help him. Maybe a year or two.
I don't think he needs a year or two anymore. Don't
Mm.
forget, this is how we start with Pepe too. This is not games. This is years. You know the amount of games you play in a year.
It's funny how we are switching places right now in terms of our argument and our standpoint on Victor Osimhen. Just to immediately confuse the listeners at times, both of us. We should stop
So,
this.
I think for me, Osimhen needs,
Yeah.
he needs the faster he learns, the
Mm.
better for him. That's
Mm.
what I just think right
All right,
now.
all right.
And I was talking about his attributes.
Mm.
I know he can run come on the counter attack, but in the box, you need to do much more with your movement.
All right.
And especially his story, you're bullish. You can do more with scoring headers too.
All right, and yes, that's another one. Strength, which is why some people say, Phil, if he was in England, it'd be a hit instantly in the Premier League. I mean, look at what these our boys doing right now. Watford, unbelievable. Wow,
Manuel Dennis, 2 goals in 6 games.
unbelievable. he's contributed right now to all of Watford's goal scoring, including the one in the Premier League over the weekend. Before the Premier League, by the way, before this weekend Premier League, they had scored 4 goals and they contributed in all of them. And then again, he scored. Oh, my brother, come on. Let's cut him some slack, man. That's a good man. I'm just saying, by the way, I'm not even saying, I'm not even rating him. No, I'm not even rating him, by the way. What I'm trying to say right now is that for him to do that in the Premier League, imagine what Victor would have done. And that's even my argument, not even about. So he's doing that at Watford.
If Victor has this kind of form he's having at Napoli in England, then it will be difficult because I know the talk around will be so much. There will be no time.
No, but I mean, are you saying that he's not of quality, or are you saying David Emmanuel Dennis is better? So what I'm saying right now is I feel he's a better striker to Emmanuel Dennis. So
Dennis is not even a striker.
Exactly. So my point is right now, if he was in the Premier League, he will eat it up. That's what I feel. Or what do you feel?
Well, I don't know. Like I said in the last week, I'm not a fortune teller. So what I'm saying is, judging with what he has done in the Italian Serie A, he has not hit the ground running there. If he has not. That's just it. He has not hit the ground running there.
Wow.
If he has performed like this in the Italian Serie A, if he has replicated the same thing in England now.
All right. People back away from all this. I don't know again how we got to this stage. But I'll be live check 1-1 away at FC Cologne. I think that is it as regards how the German Bundesliga is shaping up. So Bayern Munich scored 7 goals against Bochum, and it pissed a lot of us. Just pissed us off. We said this before the game, back with that it could get to this, but to score 7, again we have players like Choupo-Moting, Lewandowski, Joshua Kimmich, Serge Gnabry, and Lewandowski. I mean, in his last 40 competitive games for club and country, Robert Lewandowski has scored 53 goals with 7 assists in the last 40 games. It's just something else. And the coach after the game says that's just Lewandowski. He just wants to always score, wants to create. He's just non-stop. But we have Lewandowski and then we have Haaland. Every time you find a Borussia Dortmund winner, they score 4 or 5, and the Haaland has scored 2. Just know it. And of course, he was again among the goal scorers for Borussia Dortmund yesterday. 40 winners over Union Berlin. Aaron Tywin was taken off in the 55th minute there. Who can stop Haaland? No one can. He's prepping. We're hearing, by the way, that would take 130, no, defenders, not strikers, by the way. We're hearing it would take at least 130 million just to get Haaland in. 20 million for his agent, 20 million for his dad. And then, of course, we can begin to do 70 million or plus, 90 million plus, to get the man in from Borussia Dortmund. Aside his own salary, by the way. I'm just trying to prep teams like Man City up for when they need to get in this boy.
If you just want to say, I think a lot of things to do it. I think by the summer, I think they will improve it that much. I'm not sure they just know how to take something like 40 million.
What did you make, by the way, of Raheem Sterling come quickly being watched by Barcelona?
In the summer, they want him on loan. And you don't blame Barca right now. They need strikers. Like when I saw the report, something came to my mind.
But he's not one.
Come on, this thing might change. This might change in the winter. Barca might have their 4 players back. You never know what those players might give. If they give that, definitely you will not expect them to look at Raheem Sterling, and you don't expect them to come back for Raheem Sterling.
I'll be very shocked, by the way. But it means again that, first of all, the Man City will be open to letting him go. And the fact that, again, that, hey, who knows? Obviously, his club could be looking at him, but just permutating, man. Just permutations. You never really know. Well, we'll talk about him, Raheem Sterling, and the criticism he's gotten in Man City's latest goalless draw at home to Southampton, of course, from the over the weekend result. This and more after this short timeout. Please stay with us. SportFile is live on RoyalFM.
Iyọ̀ Dangote ní iyọ̀ tuntun ṣe tó ní iodine tó ń ṣe ìrànlọ́wọ́ fún ìdíwọ́ àìnító iodine lára. Nítorí náà, fi iyọ̀ Dangote fún oúnjẹ aládùn aṣaralóore tó ń ṣàtìlẹ́yìn ara pípé ẹbí rẹ̀.
Ra ojúlówó iyọ̀, ra iyọ̀ Dangote.
All right, guys, and welcome back from that short timeout. Good morning, guys. Point of correction, it's not only Chelsea FC that has not considered goals, except us. Same thing with Liverpool FC. We've only considered just a goal in the Premier League against Chelsea, upright. That's why we are Liverpool. I understand what you're saying, man. Still don't understand what the point of correction is.
We don't even talk about Chelsea today.
So I don't understand, man. I don't know what you're saying. But, all right, but thank you anyways for the message. on WhatsApp. Let's move on. Let's talk stories right here in Nigeria. And Morocco's Atlas Lionesses, as the Pharaoh Eagles of Mali, fought out the first stalemate of the maiden Aisha Buhari Invitational Women's Tournament at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena, Lagos, on Sunday, with both sides missing a heart full of chances. Lionesses, one of the winners of the indomitable Lionesses of Cameroon on day two, were impressive with their ball management on the park, vision, anticipation, and firm control. Mali lost by 2 late goals to Nigeria on the opening day on Wednesday, but were more dogged against the North Africans on Sunday. I'll tell you what, CR Belisted, they have knocked out Aqua United from the CAF Champions League. They lost yesterday by 2 goals to nothing. I don't know, was it a shock result to you?
No.
Nope. Some say was. Saw some headlines, shocking headlines, by the way, from our Nigerian dailies. But the thing is that they live with their heads held high.
Wow.
Won the first leg 1-0, and of course lost second leg by 2 goals to nothing against a side that you would say more experienced than them on the continent, and you would say that inexperience eventually just cost Aqua United. First half was goalless, by the way, so they had it in their hands. Second half, still fighting. I mean, with 20-30 minutes to go, still game was in the balance there. A couple of substitutions from coach again changed things of some sort. That how do you take off midfield and begin to bring on attacking midfielders in that midfield in the games that you don't need to score goals? It was still goalless. So that was how things began to change and unravel, of course. They got the first goal. Goalkeeper did very well also. And then, of course, got the penalty. Quite a dubious penalty, but it is what it is. The game is the game. So they win by 2 goals to nothing. Aqua United out of the continent in totality. So what are your reactions to that one?
Nigeria champions. And well, we have Rivers United, we have Bayelsa United, and Enyimba also come through in the CAF Confederation Cup.
Enyimba, just a quick update on Enyimba. We all know right now that they've been backed on a close camping tour in Omoko in River State ahead of their CAF Confederation Cup tie against Diambes FC of Senegal. So they play some friendly games, of course, on that. But carry on, my brother.
So we still have 3 representatives. So I think for Aqua United, the what is it called? Their enjoyment and their celebration. I think they've been brought back to health. You should know it's just not all about winning the title. It's you have to keep fighting.
Couple of the players. I mean, at the point in time, this is it. You see Aqua. You see the North Africans fast playing the football side. All that. Good at it, man. No problem. You're holding them down. You play them at your own game. No need to be playing the tip-tap with them. You slow it down. Nigerian thing, man. Take the ball into midfield. Kill the game. Go down. Hold your leg. Go Brentford style. Brentford score you, you're in trouble. Because they will use 5 minutes to first of all hold their legs and tell you how bad the injury is, and then stand up a few seconds later. That's how you kill the fans. You kill their rhythm. But every chance we had, we're trying to... For what? Inexperience, man. It's that game. They had the chance to see the highlights of that game.
Well, I don't want to use the word inexperience for the coach, Kenneth Boboye.
No. Again, no. That's not. Again, as long as players, never about the coach. But the coach also some substitution. But hey, once you lose the game, you already know we come at the coach for substitutions. Absolutely going to suck shot. Right now, he says I lost my job yesterday. That's before the game. I lost my job on Saturday after what I did in midweek. Now everyone is asking me about title. So that's the thing about managers, by the way. But players should be able to have done more, man. Should be able to. Sad. All right, but this is it right now, by the way. As regards to the fixtures, Rivers United against Al Hilal. Somebody joked and said, let them check out the key players for Al Hilal. All of them must test positive to COVID-19. It's just a hot one right now. I'll tell you also.
I know Nigeria will not do that. I'm not sure if they will not do that to us in Sudan.
We didn't even do that to people who did that to us.
I'm not sure they will not do that to us in Sudan. I'm not sure they will not do that to us in Sudan. Because if we get there, we might... In fact, Chibi is only 5 at those ones said.
It is well.
Because if you win this now, you're going to the Confederations. I think the final stage of the Confederations Cup. And
we saw what I think.
The group stage of the Champions League. This is what I said. If you win that, you're going to the group stage of the Champions League. So everything right now is poised down to winning. And we know the way it is in Africa. Everybody wants to get to that.
Everybody wants to get to there, man. All right, let's wait and see how things pan out on that front there. Good morning, JD. Yeah, me and my goodness, and Toby. Okay, unstoppable Lewandowski, unstoppable Bayern Munich. Winning is our mentality. Red Bayern Munich, Lewandowski golden on Tuesday. Okay, Ademola from Tanke Schoolgate, Big Bayern fan. Thank you, Ademola, for that one. We have our man, by the way, Karim Benzema. Before the weekend, says he wants to win the Ballon d'Or. With the kind of football he's playing right now, what they are doing, with Real Madrid, you have to ask, my goodness, they can actually do it here alongside Vinicius. 86th minute or thereabout is, of course, Vinicius working for him, he working for Vinicius, both supplying each other to get the win over Valencia. For most part of that game, they were losing. I mean, they're losing, and we thought to ourselves, I mean, they're struggling, but hey, they had to fight and come through. Hugo Duro, that way, former Real Madrid reserve player, gave Valencia the lead in that encounter, but they fought. Vinicius, of course, getting the goal, Karim Benzema supplying, and then Karim Benzema getting the winner at the 88th minute there, barely 2 minutes later. So, of course, in that result means that Real Madrid will top 13 points, second place Atletico Madrid 11. Valencia, of course, with their first defeat of the season, 10 points. Real Sociedad fourth with 10 points also. What are your thoughts on this Real Madrid? That their coach Zidane says it's about team spirit. Forgive me, Carlo Ancelotti. This is all about team spirit. That was what put them through. He says they realized there was going to be a difficult game after going through a difficult game against Inter Milan in midweek, and so he says it's all about fight. But then again, he says young players need to learn that it's not about quality now; it's about fighting for this team. When I ask about Hazard's performance, good performance, even though he subbed up all of them in that game, by the way, to get that win in that game also yesterday. And he says it's all about team spirit. They need to realize that they have to keep on fighting. But he's happy with the team spirit put in that game.
No, you have to be happy with the spirit that gave you a victory in a very difficult game. Those are the kind of result that wins you the title.
Yeah.
And I think for everybody that was an amazing performance. At the point in that game, I thought, what would have happened in this game? It would have been a 1-1 draw. I didn't see them coming back and winning the game. But like you said, you talk about the spirit and Benzema. I think the only reason why we'll not be talking about him with the Ballon d'Or is because of Robert Lewandowski. If there's no Lewandowski or Haaland now, Benzema has to be the man. I think he has shown us that, he's just playing under Ronaldo's shadow.
All right, Atletico Madrid, goalless at home to Bilbao. I think this is very much of a deserve. In fact, should have lost, man. 10-man Atletico Madrid, João Felix. Coach wasn't happy with his sending off, by the way, second year look at block. They don't play well to deserve anything right now. Most part of that game I saw, Bilbao play like the home side. I had to go check again to see who was the home side, man. I think one that Metropolitano. Celta Vigo continue with their struggles, by the way, in the bottom half, right? Bottom three, they lost at home to Cafés again there. And Villarreal, still without a win, man. Drop. Henry, what's happening with you? We're at Real Mallorca, and it was goalless again, as usual. We're talking about that
they are struggling to beat him.
Struggling to score goals?
They are struggling to even beat him.
Yes, but you remember I highlighted this. But let's even have a look at. I was going through games that they have played ever since our boy has been out injured. Go check, man. You'll have a laugh at the number of wins they've had, or the lack of wins, or very limited wins they've had since the injury to Sammy Chukwueze, and even stretching that into this season.
And they want to sell him. They don't really see him as a key player.
They will have to find a way to key him into the squad. If not, Barca at home to Granada today. It is 8 p.m. Nigerian time. All the talk, all in the dailies in Spain, is about the future. Abba says, what you call it again? I'm not going to repeat that. Abba says he's not afraid. No other pressure, not afraid. That's the same. Fear, mbano, not afraid.
I hope he's not afraid.
He's not.
Until they stamp and sign his sack letter. Because he needs to change something. And I know Coman can change something. At the point in last season, when he was being beaten up to the point, that was when he changed to 3-5.
I hope he does that change.
I think he needs to learn from Ancelotti. It's not about if the old guys are not really giving you fighting spirit and they are not running as much as they should run, then you keep them on the bench. That's just it. Probably if they sit down on the bench, they get the momentum back.
All right, let's have a look at this one. This one says, good morning, my brothers in the studio. My name is Onyu Pilisic. And Thomas Tuchel says, I will build a team that will be afraid of. Well, I remember saying this a lot. People were laughing. No, nobody laughed. We took that statement wholeheartedly.
That was why everybody still remember that.
That is why you could still remember it, because if you remember very well, I specifically highlighted it 3 times, in fact, more than 3 times, about after looking at how they played. In fact, I was one of the first people to say I'm scared of what this guy was cooking. I remember saying yesterday that this man is cooking. Let me say he's done cooking. We are Chelsea. We are Blues. I can't wait to take on Man City on Saturday. So that's it. Please, Babajide, what is his name of the West Ham coach that Man U should be sacked after match fixing against Man United? David Moyes says match fixing. I said, please, Yemi, can you give us your top 4 finish for this season? What do you make of Chelsea and Liverpool being the same point, the same goals? Thanks. I mean, same score line. I mean, how is that even possible this season? It's crazy, man. All right, says thanks, happy new week. Can you please sit on the online? All right, thank you, please. What are your thoughts, man?
Well, on my top 4 this season, it remain
Top
unchanged.
4.
In no particular order, actually.
What did you say? What did you say earlier on?
I say my top 4 prediction this season. It remain unchanged in no particular order. It has to be Chelsea, Manchester United, Liverpool, Manchester City. I don't think anything will change that.
You're thinking at half time in changing Mason Mount for N'Golo Kante and the system, and just how important you feel that was to the victory today? Actually, we did not change the system, but that's maybe the whole point. It seems like we changed the system, but we just played the system with more belief, with more energy, with more quality, sharper. It was simply too sloppy, not sharp enough. We relied only on our skillful play in the first half. I had the feeling that we forgot to bring the right attitude and energy to this game. So there were already individual performances that were on a high level, for example, Thiago or for example Kepa. But as a team, we allowed too many chances. We had way too easy ball losses, not enough ball possession, and we had the feeling that every duel, every 50-50 duel goes against us. So this had to change, and well, if you have N'Golo on the bench, you want to step up in exactly these patterns of the game. It's the best player to bring because he is unique and he can change any momentum. So it seemed to be from characteristics, first of all, a bit more defensive, but we wanted to improve our compactness, our ballness, our closing, our spirit as a team.
So that's about the way from Thomas to go. He says everything about N'Golo Kante, by the way, about what he does and how he is, and he sees him in training. He's just everything. Says it felt like we're losing the 50-50s, especially in that first half. He brings on Kante, by the way. Look at everything changed. Everything changed shape. We just changed personalities and we wanted more. It looked as the players forgot that, hey, we're here to fight. I had to remind them, of course, with player change and also with being vocal. What a performance from Chelsea, man. What a performance. Second half, unbelievable. Came up 2 halves, of course. First half, we thought Chelsea had been found out. No, not to be, man. Chelsea, it's the first time in so many years that they will go away Arsenal, go away at Tottenham, and beat them convincingly and keep a clean sheet in the process, by the way. They look unstoppable. Away from the London rivals, by the way. Look at how they're also fared in terms of the fixtures compared to the others. I think they've had the most difficult fixtures.
Exactly.
Now they're going to play Man City next weekend, by the way. So, I mean, it's just, and they are doing and handling them. Arsenal has a difficult time. Make no mistake about that and how they play. They dispatched of them easily. Same with Arsenal. Same with Spurs. Play Liverpool away with 10 man. Those are top teams you look at.
Arsenal is a top team.
All right, let's move on. That's not the point. Now you keep doing this to me. That's never the point or the argument. But you call top teams right now. You mentioned the names, but away from that. But you don't see that, right? No, fine, no problem.
I'm asking you.
Final problem. No final problem. So let's move on. Back with Chelsea and how they are. Title favorite overwhelmingly.
I think the title is somewhere around there. The blue part of London. I think Chelsea have it to lose. And I think they need
I could literally say this with Chelsea. I could say this with Liverpool. I could say this with Manchester United.
I think more of Chelsea. There's a way Chelsea is so formidable. At least for Manchester United, we've seen scratches. We know that they can give peace,
weaknesses.
So we understand. For Liverpool, though, Babajide is back, but we still know Liverpool can be weakened.
But they can be weakened. You know, Chelsea can be weakened also.
How?
5-3, 5-2.
From where?
From where? It's happened before now. So what is stopping it from happening? Yes, now. It's happened. They're beating them 5-2. So what are we saying? So there is weakness there.
I'm asking.
So we can see it's the same thing I'm asking. Okay, what's weakness in Liverpool?
Liverpool, we know them. If you have a good midfield and they are so compact, like what Chelsea.
Why come nobody has done it now?
Chelsea almost did that.
Wait. What did you say?
Almost now. They have to send off somebody.
So that's it, man. That's it. Did they start the game with send off? No. You told me that you are Mr. Badewa. So that's it, man. That's what I believe, by the way. But Chelsea right now, you look at the way they play. What do you think will stop them if they are to be stopped? Aside red card.
Like Kate said, hope he doesn't get to their head, complacency, because that almost really gets to their head against Tottenham. If that was another strong team on its own day, probably they might be a go down or 2 goes down before even thinking about injecting anybody.
So
I think that's just it. You are winning, you are doing great, just know that you have not won anything yet. It's just early days, and you can't win anything in this aspect of the season. By December, you can't win anything. You can only work to win something next year, and they need to understand that.
Special mention, as usual, N'Golo Kante, Alonso, Rudiger, Thiago Silva. What's that? Who's that?
I will give it to him. Kepa. He did well coming in as a deputy with all the things that are keeping a clean sheet. I don't want to go through all those ones. We have bantered him.
How much did he sign for?
He wasn't the one that signed himself.
How much did he sign for?
He wasn't the one that signed himself. He wasn't the one that paid the money.
Okay, why did you say the same thing with Lionel Messi also?
That they didn't sign Lionel Messi. He came for free.
No, but they did not pay him sign-on fee. All right, let's move on. There's no point for argument again. This man says, okay. Oh my goodness, I've lost that message. All right, let's not forget. I so much love your argument with Semi last Saturday on how you are rating your clubs. Trust me, if I have what it takes, I will have love to compensate you both. You both always make it hot. Love you guys. Thank you. Good morning, Babajide, the John of Sport, and wonderful morning to Yemi. Well, the truth is Messi still remains Messi. It'll always be Messi. It's just a matter of time. I'm very happy for CR7 because it's now proved to everyone that he didn't match he didn't join Man U for his achievement to scare people. But for all to know that regardless of his age, he'll be CR7. If you're CR7 at PSG now, we're not going to hear what if you never score. That's my one about the week. Arsenal goalkeeper is doing well. 3 clean sheet now. But the problem is still up front. Bamidele Yomi from Time Care. Thank you so much. All right, quick commercial break.
Forget the Arsenal goalkeeper. Forget him for now.
They try. But when time reach now, you know why they now.
He's playing against Norwich.
Short time out. We'll be right back. Please stay with us, guys.
Hey, my manager has entered red. My money has finished. Hey, calm down now. Why are you switching off everything now? With the rising cost of food and every other thing, it is only wise to manage my electricity consumption.
I don't know. Started it before you carry it up.
Better switch to the
Really big was only bit it. And this is what they are paying.
What I know is, right now, I think I start building momentum. You know, I was even the one that said that their next 4 games are kind of easy. And they can easily I wait for the next 2 years.
I mean, this is the only way to do. Marriage, relegation, Burnley, relegation.
At least they are using that one to step up.
Well, I like what they are doing. You can see there's intent, there's organization.
And together with
At least to be keeping clean sheets.
Anybody who will beat them, and now this I've always said it. They score you first.
So you can chop better.
No, you're mad there. They score you first. But you have the mention, but
deliciously refreshing.
Can't blame them. All right, guys, welcome back from that short time out. SportFile on RoyalFM 95.1 in London. Let's give you a quick update as we got the ongoing first edition of the Ancient Pre-Season Tournament 2021, guys. And just to share with you a couple of the results, by the way. Alaro FC 5-0 winners against 2-1 Emirates. Derby FC 4-1 winners of the Skills Football Club. The ongoing first Ancient Pre-Season Tournament. I will be done with the group stage, ladies and gentlemen. The last preliminary game will hold today between House of Prayer and Waziri FC by 4 p.m. I think the group stage will be a matching now to the knockout round of the first Ancient Pre-Season Tournament. Just to show you a couple of stats, by the way. The first walkover was recorded by Victory FC over Aztec FC. And the second hat-trick of this tournament, scoring hat-trick, so waiting for hat-tricks, by the way, in other top leagues, but we're having hat-tricks in the first Ancient Pre-Season competition. And it was registered by Abdul Razak, a.k.a. Lukaku of Alaro FC. And they are also the highest scoring team for now with 5-0 victory over 2-1 Emirates. All right, I like that one back there. They remind me of a certain Abre Sport. My goodness, number of goals they scored. 10-man Abre against KFA in the Quarter Youth League. In Group C, by the way, it's proved to be the survival of the fittest group. 3 teams in Group C ended with 6 points each. Goal difference was the deciding factor. And the 3 teams are Derby FC, Alaro FC, and Skills FC. There are many students, by the way, talking about Skills FC from Unilorin. Very disciplined side, representative of the school itself, both on and off the pitch. 7 teams have qualified for the quarterfinals. La Planet, Kailas, they're also there. Gakombi, Derby FC, Bahmet, Jovic Michelenik, Alaro, and AA Victory. Now, the last match in Group D will decide the 8 teams. Don't forget, guys, once again, House of against Waziri. We'll miss out on that one, man. Update coming through to you from the first ancient sin preseason tournament. Maybe Manchester United, the 1-2-1, but I got the feeling they did not want United to win that game yesterday. What are your thoughts, man?
Okay, you shared that with me actually.
Yeah, you need to be asking me again who let the dog out. All right, let's look at
I think
United,
that was
man.
brilliant from Lingard.
Just a Lingard.
He was just the player I want to have a talk on because he has a lot of thought before he left, and we knew what he went through. Coming into your first
and we know what
game
happened to him
against young boys. I'm going there. Now coming and look, and I think you have to talk about what's his name? This Zuma. I think if that was Ronaldo, Zuma would not have filled in that kind of space. Zuma tried to come on his Lingard, and he just felt I should be able to deal with him. And Lingard showed him why he's Lingard.
Lingard has that in him.
So
exactly, yes. But kudos also to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We have to say that because he got criticized for substitutions he made against young boys, and he was only getting criticized for the substitutions he made again, taking off Paul Pogba, but it worked. It worked. Brought on Jesse Lingard, and it worked. Because he got the goal, brought Matic path away, gave them solidity. It worked. Let Bruno Fernandes do his thing, and he got more creative up front.
I think that was just it. For Manchester United, it's good for them. It was a difficult ground. I didn't see them winning the game, but it was a difficult.
In case somebody say we'd not praise Ole, so I just want to state that.
They grind out the result, and they I think Ronaldo also
to win away at West Ham. He deserved a penalty. He deserved a penalty. No, it should have been due for me.
I think it's his job.
Now, then, Sabi.
That's
both of them.
Penalty.
Both of them is unbelievable. And then they go the other way around and give West Ham the penalty. And then the West Ham, that's why when you place it is saying they are bribe Moyes. Moyes, by the way, I don't know. That decision is. I mean, if he had walked to the walk, by the way, the man is the one who puts the ball at the back of the net. If he's on the pitch, he does that, and I've seen it often. But he's cold and he comes into the game. David De Gea, you fancy him against David De Gea, who has not saved the penalty God knows how many years. But he picked yesterday, man. And David De Gea is showing us something about Henderson, man. You know, last season we sat down here and said, Henderson has taken his place. Henderson then cops COVID, doesn't recover on time. David De Gea starts the season like a man on a mission, and he's proven beyond all doubt now that I'm number one. I deserve this.
Proving to you guys, he has always been my own number one.
I want you to pick him on number one ahead of Henderson. You will do that now.
Exactly. He has made a lot of errors, but come on. I've seen, like I told you, the first Henderson game.
He has made a lot of errors. Right? Henderson did not make those errors. It doesn't mean that Henderson is a better shot stopper.
Yeah, the first Henderson game I will see when he was at Sheffield United, when he was on form, they were defeated by 3 goals to nothing against Newcastle. He made 3 errors to that goal. If that was Manchester United,
don't say that. Don't say that.
That was the game.
He made 3 errors.
That was the game I saw.
Did he make a back pass?
It was not a back pass.
Why are you talking like?
But
this? He saves, right?
He was not.
He saves.
That was a ball you could have saved.
And that's what I'm saying now. In saves. Now, what I'm telling you that David De Gea is a best error now. That's a short stopper. Short stopper, David De Gea that's an argument I'm not waiting for. Short stopper, David De Gea is a better. Let me wrap it. David De Gea is a better short stopper to this man. But in terms of errors, this man doesn't make it compared to David De Gea. So that's the show for today, guys. And the same thing, by the way, to Leno. And this is our man right now that everyone is shouting about. Leno has made the errors well documented. But as we got short stopping, this one doesn't come close. And time will tell, as we always say. But that's how the show comes to an end. Juventus are not happy, by the way. They played another draw, and they're still winless in the new league season. They are even singing at them now. You are going back to Serie B. Milan fans, yesterday, that game yesterday. So I'm worried. They never win any game. And Juventus are in the bottom 3.
They will come out of it.
Say it with you. Let want the voice up. Loud.
They will come out.
Voila. You're not confident. Inter, by the way, scored 6. That's what I'm looking for. Inter scored 6 against Bologna. That's 6-1 battle. Be a good win for them.
They just remained 2 for Real Madrid.
No, they were annoyed because all the goals against them, they should score against Madrid. Couture kept on stopping. They put it on these people's head, Bologna's head. I felt for them. Atlanta won the winners away at Salernitana. Roma, finally unbeaten, has come to an end. They lost to Verona by 3 goals to 2. Lazio 2-2. I don't to Cagliari. That's the show for today. Thank you so much, guys, for all the messages on WhatsApp. Sorry we couldn't take any of them. Thank you so much, guys. Big ups, by the way, to every single person who's been a part of this program from day one up until this very moment. We're back from 7:15, guys. School don't resume. Avila. School don't resume, guys. Don't get it twisted. Big ups, by the way, to our man. It's October. International Festival. Love you so much. Have fun, guys, and stay blessed.
Nigeria Limited ilé ìtajà tí wọ́n ti ń ta Islamic material oyin gidi jàlábíà ìtẹ́ ìkírun omi samsa abatu sauda saitun goro tula zero ti cd rẹ̀ àdúrà sa oògùn fún àwọn obìnrin tí ń bẹ náà fún ọmọ flax cd àti powder Islamic educative materials Quran aṣọ arabi ẹnu Nigeria Limited ti kó àwọn maṣíìnì tí wọ́n fi ń ṣèwádìí ibi tẹ́sán.
Yesterday, my wife was calling you.
Go home late.
And now, okay. I less thing. As I drop you, next I come make I pass inside the secure door.